What's going on, guys? Just wanted to make this video while I was just chilling, talking to my parents, talking to a few friends. You can probably see my face, right? So I want to talk to you about mental state, and this is a good moment because it's catching me while I'm in my zone of frustration to show you that although I'm making this YouTube channel and I'm trying to be positive and spread all the good vibes and telling you everything's gonna get better, I do just like you. I'm a human, and just like you, I have my moments where everything is just frustrating and everything is the worst, and I'm so sick and tired of it, and so on, right? And today is one of those days. It's frustrating, of course, but I'm trying. I'm trying to do my best to ignore it, not to let it get to me. But for the last couple of days, my face has been this red, and for the life of me, I can't figure out what it is. And I've tried everything, of course, as you guys know from the channel. Um, the one thing that was kind of experimental here is that I decided to add carbs back in as of last week or so, because this internal mind stress, and I don't know like how to explain it even. Maybe it's because I don't stick to anything and I just keep switching back and forth. It could be stressing my body too. Maybe it's because I take things out, my body's being affected by it, then I introduce them back, my body's being affected by that. Could be the reason. Still on a journey to figure that out. But the one thing for sure is that right now I just had lamb, rice, and a little bit of, like literally a little bit of tomato, some cucumber, and I can tell right away, but my face is this red right away. So obviously something in that meal affected it. Now before that meal, I went to the shower, got out, and I was working on a computer and my skin was super dry. I was like, what is happening? Obviously, something to do with the shower, and like afterwards being super dry, dried off my skin somehow. And I did moisturize it too, which is crazy. So, and you know that feeling for those of you that have it pretty severe, maybe, where the back of your head feels like it's all dried up and your legs, your arms, wherever you have the spots, feel like extra dry. Most of my back, although it doesn't seem like I have any psoriasis on it, it does feel like it when I run my fingers through it. It's not like smooth skin, it's like all bumpy, like psoriasis kind of skin, which is really frustrating, of course. But for the last 2 or 3 days now, I've been eating chicken and rice almost 3 times a day, mainly because I ran out of food and I don't want to go to the grocery store with the coronavirus here. But what's really bugging me the most, more than anything else, and this has nothing to do with me being embarrassed about psoriasis or anything like that, but it's the fact that my business, where I want to do vlogs and I want to share information and so on, that will affect the videos, right? I can't, like on this channel, obviously it's open, I can do whatever, right? Because you guys have the same condition and we're talking about it. So you guys are listening and paying attention to the psoriasis and the dry skin part of things. Whereas on my web design channel, or my Instagram, whatnot, for web design, where this is my business, my career, I can't have people looking at my red skin like this, because that's all they're gonna be focusing on, as you probably know. And it's not that I care or I'm embarrassed by it. It's more so that it's gonna ruin the videos as far as the content that I'm providing them. So I obviously have to resort to maybe that cream that I have that helps the redness, but it's practically out. Like I would say there's maybe 5% of it, if not less, left. And I've only anytime I've been using it, I've been using drops of it, just enough to like cover that area that I need. So it got to the point where I'm like, okay, what is happening? What am I gonna do now? Like I can't just let this, I can't keep doing this, right? We don't have much sun right now. It's kind of rainy out, so it's not like I can go out and get a sun. But UVB light, I can't really use it on my face. So, I mean, I could, but it's kind of risky with the eyes and everything. So really, I'm using it on the spots. I use CBD oil quite a bit, so like on different areas of my body, is like the main spots that I want to cover. I don't really put it on my face yet because I'm scared of any reactions. But I guess at this point, what do I have to lose, right? So I would love to hear from you guys what you guys recommend and do. And I don't need help with mental recommendations because I'm pretty solid with that. And I know it's going to go away. By any means, don't take this video as I'm giving up or anything like that. Or like, he's sad or upset. Just keep in mind that we all have our downtimes too. And I don't want you to look at my channel and always be like, oh, she's always happy, everything is always great, like psoriasis is there, but whatever, it's gonna get better. I want you to be real about it too, right? Like acknowledge. The first step is to acknowledge. The second step is to find a solution, right? So acknowledge the fact that yes, you have a condition. Yes, this is something that's gonna affect you probably for the rest of your life. The sooner you acknowledge that, the easier that will be for you. That's number one. Once you get to that point, yeah, if you have that down moment, yes, if you want to have the chips at night one time, I've been bad though. Like, and this is full admitting to myself, and I'm putting it on record so I can look back at this and give myself shit later on. Hope I'm allowed to swear on YouTube. I don't know how that will work. But the problem is that I'm allowing myself to do things that I preach to you guys not to do. And I want to look back at this video later and be like, well, no wonder this all happened because I was doing those things. So this is me holding myself accountable while sharing this with you. So when I have chips at nighttime, um, when I have like the extra chocolate that I might take out of my fridge, the chocolate chips or whatever, those every time I tell myself, oh, it's just one time at night, not a big deal, right? But like that could really affect things. And the more I tell myself like, oh, whatever, just one time, I notice that I've done it every single night for the last week, and mainly because I have them available. So what I'm realizing is, why do I have them available? I noticed that I don't have chocolate for the last 3 or 4 days available, and I have to buy it. But because I don't have it available, I just don't eat it. Simple as that. So, and it's not like I can't control myself. It's just that I got to a point that I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm tired of caring. We're not going anywhere. Nobody like, let's see what happens. And now I see the results of what happened. And what did you say there? It comes out with chocolate, so I cut sugar and chips. No, don't eat. Yeah, like I realized that. So I don't really have any dairy of any sort. Chocolate is the only thing that I'm like maybe here and there consuming. I'm really gonna cut it out though. Like at this point, I don't have a choice. Chips definitely have to cut out. Like that was, I think, that's my weakness because I realized that with what's going on in the world right now, for me to keep getting food from the grocery store, it really reduced, and I can't really eat much anyways because we have psoriasis. So it came down to a point of, okay, well I can eat maybe chicken and rice 3 times a day. I'm scared of eating vegetables because who knows what they put in them, right? So like if vegetables are not good for you because there's chemicals in them, if rice has carbs, it's not good for you. Chocolate and chips and all that stuff is bad for you as it is, but we know what are we left with? Chicken, right? So I can't just eat chicken. So chicken and rice is what I'm staying for. Fruits, yes, I could eat fruits too. That's a good point you made there. I'm trying to. The problem with fruits is, again, you gotta get them from the grocery store, right? And how many times can you get to the grocery store now? So, and I guess I could freeze fruits when I go and get a bunch of stuff, but I have a bunch of banana frozen. That's great. But what do you do? Like I have to keep coming up with things. What do you do with frozen banana? I can't really blend it on its own and drink it. I have to have blueberry. I have to have anything else, right? And I ran out of blueberry now, right? So I have to get more. So everything, there's a lot of reasoning and a lot of excuses, of course, and you can handle anything, of course. Bananas, like realistically, how many do you get before they go bad, right? So unless you freeze them, they go bad. I bought probably how many? I bought like 2 dozens of bananas, threw 2 or 3 of them out the other day because they were so bad. I do not eat red meat. For those of you asking, I do not eat. I try not to eat any like processed food. I would say chocolate and chips are the only bad food that I really eat. Alcohol is by no any means I do not consume like before or after. Like I never had desire to anyway, so that's the easy one for me. But the hardest part for me is to not be bored of the food I'm eating every single day. I do multivitamin every morning. So I wake up, take my multivitamin. I do CBD a little bit, oil on the spots that I need, and that's about it. But I appreciate all the suggestions you're commenting there. That's nice, just to keep my mind going with what I'm doing. So omega 3 I take once in a while when I don't forget. So that's kind of helping me there. I don't know if it's actually helping or not. Maybe I should take more of it. But vitamin D, like it's part of the multivitamin, so that's there. Omega 3 is there. and chicken and rice. This is probably the third time I ate it today, right? And I'm probably gonna have one more later on today. The only exception is I had lamb just a moment ago with some rice. What's my name? How are you following my channel? Don't know my name. My name is Dan Bragg, for those of you that don't know. My name is Dan, and on Instagram, if you guys want to follow, is the Psoriasis Journey, just like this channel's name. Pretty easy to find. But yeah, feel free to ask me any other questions. I'm happy to answer. I'm just taking a moment here to reflect, taking a moment to realize that, yeah, maybe I should not be eating the chips at night. Even allowing myself like the one time, not eat anything we know we shouldn't be eating really. The one thing I'm probably gonna get back to, no, I do not eat red meat. Those of you that are asking, the one thing I'll definitely go back to is a strict routine. I think the biggest one on top of everything is the lack of exercise. I am exercising as much as I can, but it's definitely not as effective as going to the gym and like actually working out. So that could be one of the other reasons too. Stress. I don't necessarily think I have stress. Mainly, the only stress I might have is my skin, and because business wise, I'm doing pretty good. Like everything is actually going up compared to what's going on in the world, right? So I would say stress is one of the major parts that maybe subconsciously I have that I don't realize. But other than that, I can't think of anything else that's really affecting it. Like if it's really the chips and the nighttime, here's the thing though, like I didn't always eat chips. Like I've maybe 2 weeks ago I started here and there. So that means that something was going on beforehand. It comes 3 times in the same point. Yeah, I don't know. Like I noticed that I have it on the same spots all the time. I'm not gonna eat chips anymore, that's for sure. Cutting that out. No more chocolate. Yeah, like I'm gonna be really strict. You're right, it's not good. It's not good at all. But anyone else has any other questions for me while I'm on here? I don't wanna prolong this too much. Just wanted to share with you what's going on here. I put red lotion to burn. What are you talking about? What red lotion? Oh, I don't have any scars yet. I do put lotion, vitamin E, cream. I put some what do you call it? Well, the CBD oil I put on as well. Vaseline as well. Not really much of it though. I don't drink alcohol, no. But yeah, now it's funny thing. As I'm talking about, the sun comes out. Like I just said, how we don't have any sun, and now it comes out. So that kind of defeats the point. But let's go in the sun. Let's get some vitamin D, right? Free vitamin D. Might as well do it now while I'm on the live with you guys. What has alcohol? The lotion has alcohol? Oh. Eosine? I don't know what that is. I never used it. No, I never used anything that they gave me, the dermatologist and whatnot. No red lotion. I only use vitamin E. I apply, like I said, basic. Nothing. No burn. Nothing burns. No. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're talking about. I don't really have any scars either. And here's a little update about my elbow. For those of you that were checking it out before now. See, like this, like it looks like it's getting better, but not 100%. I'll say my face is like the worst part right now. This is what bugs me the most. Because like the most visible area, right? So like that's the one thing I want to get rid of. So let me guys know what the questions you might have. I'll try to address all of them. You have the same on your face, you're saying there? So for those of you that just joined the live, I just shared quite the moment there with what's going on in my head. Just for that moment, like most of us have our moments. So sure, sometimes you have that down moment, you're frustrated, something is not going your way. Doesn't mean that this is it, right? Doesn't mean that like the game over and you have psoriasis forever. You can still handle it. Allow yourself to acknowledge that yes, this is what's going on right now, but doesn't mean that's there for the rest of your life. Okay, I'll leave the live on for the next couple minutes here, just in case anyone has any questions for me while I'm on here, and then I'm gonna get back to work, back to the good vibes, back to positive thinking again. No chips, no chocolate, back to diet, exercising. While I'm out here getting some vitamin D, if you guys have anything you want to ask me before I make my next video, if there's any videos you want me to cover more, let me know. The sea, what about it? The sea helps, yes, at least if the water is not cold, but the water behind me, the salt definitely will help, but I'm not getting in there. It's really cold. I do salt bath with Epsom salt, actually. I have a whole jar of it, but I don't do it as often as I probably should. But that being said, I've done it like 3 or 4 times in my life so far. Didn't really see any changes. I believe that you'd need a lot of salt in that bath to feel it. And because I only put maybe a cup of it, I probably don't feel it. So I can't keep putting jars of salt in my tub just to feel it, right? So that's might not be as effective. The Dead Sea, that's all salt. So when I went there for 2-3 weeks, when I was there, that definitely helped. Did I put anything in the signs? What signs? I'm not sure what you mean by signs. No scars. I don't have any scars. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up, get back to work. If you have any other questions or comments, throw them in the comments below and I'll check them out and try to reply as much as I can.